Now this is like what we were doing in the last section. We're solving equations where the variable is in the exponent. These are called exponential equations. And the three steps that we've already seen are: number one, what's the base? Well, the base is 3 in this one, so we write it at the bottom of the log. Number two, the logarithm is the exponent. And number three, the other number, the only thing that's left up there, and that produces our answer. Now, if we need a decimal value for that answer, we need to learn how to type that into our calculator. On the TI-84, you use the green alpha key, the window key, and the log base key to get to the LOG template where you can enter the base and the other number. Same thing. The base is 2. The logarithm is the exponent. And the other number is the 5. Well, log base 2 of 5 divided by 5 is sort of our answer. And again, if we need a decimal value, we can type that into our calculator. Here's a different one, and in order to change to logarithm form, we have to first divide out the 5. That's all this is saying. And then we can type that into our calculator. A lot of steps going on here, but other than the size of the numbers, it's just like the previous one. We need to start by dividing. It just says you can't change this into logarithms. I'll slow down so you can see. Here's the base. Here's the exponent. And there's too many other numbers. So nix that and start over again. If we divide out the 20, then change it, we get the log base e of 2x minus 5, log base e of 5 equals 2x minus 5. We do the ln of 5 on our calculator. Finish solving, add 5 to both sides, and divide by 2. And again, we can type that in our calculator if we need a decimal answer. Solving for the x when it's in logarithms, same steps. Convert to exponentials. Base. The logarithm is the exponent. And the other number is the x. 2 to the 5th power is 32. You can type that into our calculator. Change to exponentials. Base e. The logarithm is the exponent. The other thing is the 5x. Divide both sides by 5. If we need a decimal value, type it in our calculator. Now, before we can change this into exponentials, we have to remove the 4 from the front. And we have to do that with proper algebra, as in divide both sides by 4. And now the ln is the same as base e. So base is e, the logarithm is the exponent, which is 2, and then the 2x is the other number. Divide by 2, get a decimal value if we need it. Now, this one, we did one kind of like it in the previous section, only it wasn't base 2. So here, in order to do our technique, we got to put these two logarithms together into one. And the first property of logarithms tells us if this is add, then we need to multiply the x and the x minus 4. Now we change from logarithms to exponents. Finish solving. 2 to the 5th power is 32. X times x minus 4 is x squared minus 4x. Looks like a quadratic. So we'll move the 32 to the other side and solve the quadratic equation, which of course we can do using our quadratic formula program. Check the answers. If we check the 8, well, the negative 4, if you use negative 4, the log base 2 of negative 4, there's no such thing. You can't have a log of a negative number. So negative 4 does not check. The 8 does, and so the x equals 8 is the only answer to that equation. Now I want to show you this simply because if you hit the help button in your problems or the video button, they'll explain it this way. Another way of solving the exponential equation is to do the LOG of both sides. If I do the LOG of both sides, the LOG of 2 with an exponent of 5x, we can bring the 5x out front and finish solving for x. Divide both sides by the LOG2 and by 5, and we get x equals LOG5 divided by 5 times LOG2, which again we can type into our calculator. So that's solving equations, two different techniques.